All right, everybody, welcome to today's tournament live stream. This is coming from round 4 of the Lucky Lake Duck Dash, and we've got two very strong Wingspan players facing off in a best of 3 series here today. We have got Visme and jeastthebeast. So, Visme coming past Daddy MQ in round 3, and jeastthebeast getting past Danko. So, as I said, round 4, and Durdlegurg is waiting in round 5 for the winner of this one. So I'm very excited for the start of this stream, and alongside me I've got Ballet Mage joining me for this one. So Ballet Mage, how are you doing today?
I am so excited for this matchup. There is a tremendous amount of hype. We have two amazing players in Visme and jeastthebeast. This is really a match of the Titans here in round 4. So excited for tonight.
Absolutely, match of the Titans indeed. Two players who've both won tournaments, both won 3 different tournaments. So some real pedigree on display, some real Wingspan talent, and yeah, I think we're about ready to get this one underway. So I think we've already done all our flipping and everything. It looks like Visme is going first in this game one. So Visme, if you can send out the invites, and we'll get this one underway. So best of luck to both players. And here we go. What have we got in store for Visme at the start? Okay, some interesting options. Definitely some good food gaining forest birds, but they might be a little bit concerned about the lack of wetlands options there. So a little look at the tray. Well, there we go. There's the wetland options, snow bunting and yellowthroat. So some good options. What would you consider taking from this starting 5, Ballet Mage?
I look at this, and for Visme with no wetland birds, the yellowthroat is really strong, but I don't know that I would give up the snow bunting. So I'm probably looking hard at that snow bunting to pick up as the first play for Visme.
Yeah, it's a real tricky one, isn't it? When you have 2 good options in the tray like that, you kind of want to take them both. And to be honest, maybe even that Oriole might be a tempting one to go for as well. Big points and a nice brown power, but yeah, snow bunting. I think it's been just one of those birds that, as people have been playing the European expansion and kind of getting used to it over the past 9 months or so since it's come out, tucking is just is so integral to the game. So having this kind of pink power, even just preemptively at the start, you might not know if your opponent's going to go for a tucking strategy, but just to have that defense set up ready to go before they even play that kind of bird, it's just such a strong power. So yeah, I would definitely be tempted to go for that. I didn't get a look at the bonus cards, but I'm interested that they're going for the burrowing owl. So okay, large bird specialist, but it's an interesting one. Burrowing owl, not really that kind of strong brown power, particularly for a grasslands option. But do you think maybe they're just looking at some of these end of rounds here? Because it does seem to hit quite a few of those, with that star nest, of course, as well.
Yeah, the burrowing owl meets all the end around goals, so it's okay there. It doesn't meet the bonus card, but neither of the bonus cards are really strong that way. The other thing you were saying about the snow bunting, it is such a strong early bird to put out there as both a defensive, but whether your opponent has a tucking engine or not, if they have any of the European expansion birds that allow you to tuck birds instead of paying for food, you get a tuck behind it for that as well. So I think it's a great bird to pick up early on. We're looking at jeast's hand here.
Yeah.
Of course, we see the Eastern Phoebe, one of jeast's favorite sharing birds here.
You can't make it up. Eastern Phoebe in the starting hand and a canvas back as well. So yeah, we all know jeast by this point. We know he loves a little bit of resource sharing. So Eastern Phoebe giving free food, canvasback giving free cards. I mean, if I'm jeast, I'm not really looking past those 2 birds. I think quite a solid start, but maybe the Great Tit as well could be a tempting one. I mean, it's got a lot of egg spaces, it's got a nice brown power, but it's going to be, yeah, really, I think all about the Phoebe and the canvasback. I mean, 2 star nests as well. So again, this first end around could be quite a competitive one. We could be seeing 3, potentially 4 in total between these two players going down. So Yeah, it's not going to be. Normally you'd expect I'll play 2 of those bowl mess types and I'm set, but maybe not the case here. So it does look like Jeast is keeping things simple, but are we going to see him not keep the Phoebe? How controversial could that be? I want to hear chat's opinions on Jeast not keeping a Phoebe from the start.
Oh wow, Jeast not keeping the Phoebe would just be not Jeast at all. I see this hand. I hear Jeast screaming, "Co-op, festive, let's play!"
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know. Wow, that is. I mean, I genuinely don't know if I've ever seen Jeast not keep a Phoebe from a starter hand. So we'll see. I mean, he's kind of had to rein in maybe his co-op habits there. I do think that Great Tit is a really good keep from the starting hand. But there we go. Devine ignoring the snow bunting and going straight for that yellow throat. So very interesting, and I'm sure that's not what Jeast was expecting.
Interesting.
But I'd be surely grabbing that snow bunting. You can't. We're not going to see both players leave the snow bunting here, are we? Surely not. Jeast having a think about it.
If you're Jeast in this turn, I think you well, I would grab that snow bunting. I'm just surprised that Devine let it go, and Jeast is looking at the common cuckoo.
Yeah, I mean, it's another good pink power. So a couple of pink powers there. Obviously getting extra points, but depending on
he wants them both.
He wants them both, and I can't really blame him because they are both pretty nice powers. But yeah, I don't know. I just think you have to go snow bunting. I mean, in G's case as well, he's got the bird counter bonus, so it's already a couple of extra points. And like we were saying before, it's kind of even if you don't think your opponent is going to go with a tucking strategy, even if it just puts them off, maybe Devine gets lucky and he finds a barn stall or something. Suddenly he's not going to want to play that because he's going to be giving away some extra points and some extra card cycles. So very, very interesting kind of opening exchange here, I think. But now this is the period where both players are probably fine with what's in the tray. They're not too bothered about that. Although there we go, Jeast. Old habits die hard. You can't resist a co-op power for too long, so I'm going for that Oriole. So yeah, I think from now on, surely this is going to be where, particularly for Devine, I think he's going to want to get that yellow throw down and start digging for some cards, because he's going to need to look at some cards, and that's really going to dictate where he can go from the rest of this game.
Absolutely, and I have to think Jeast is thinking with that Oriole. It's a nice big point bird. He's going to have a strong food draw here in the forest pretty quickly. So the Oriole's not a little slow at the beginning, but it's not a bad play.
Yeah, I don't mind it. And I mean, again, we look at these end of round goals. You think, okay, I could definitely see Oriole being played even as late as round 3 if you can hit that end of round goal, and then it's also going to hit the last one as well as being worth 9 points. So it's a little bit slow to be picking it up at this point in the game, but just again going from the trace. So plenty of turns here. You don't often see this 3 turns just grabbing a single bird, but as Motherlove in the chat has been saying, this tray is it's been very strong. It's been very strong. So definitely some tough decisions. But Jeast, kind of seeing the birds he likes and grabbing them while they're there, just to avoid any risk, I suppose, of them being taken. But yeah, start getting some food, I think, for Jeast, and probably start to look to get some of these birds down. Probably the canvas back is going to be their first port of call.
You think they play the canvas back or get the snow bunting down?
I think I'd probably at this point go canvas back. I think if your opponent's already played a tucking bird, I might lean towards snow bunting. And I don't know, you see that white-throated swift in the tray. Obviously, if Devine picks that up here, I think as Jeast, you get that snow bunting down right away. But this is one of those situations where you're trying to sort of read your opponent's mind. You're trying to see what they're doing and kind of get inside their head almost, work out what they're trying to do. So it does seem like, from that perspective at least, from Jeast, from what they're seeing, doesn't look like Devine's going for tucking bird. So I'd be getting that canvas back down, draw some extra cards, because if they're good cards, you keep them. If they're not, well, you can just discard those, get a bit of extra food, That's going to help certainly for birds like this oriole, but I think this cuckoo as well. Probably going to try and get that down pretty soon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So the canvas back, you have to be looking at the first end around the goal as well. Devim already has 2 of those bowl nests down, so it's likely Jeast is not going to compete with it.
Yeah,
but it's still an extra point if to do that. Oh, there's your cuckoo.
Yeah. Now this is interesting. This is interesting
about
because he's got to think. Is it worth qualifying? But also he's got to think ahead to that next round. Obviously, Jeast went second in this first round, so he's going first next round. You want to be able to draw cards, right? You want to have that canvas back down. You want to maybe have some eggs down as well, so you can look to discard and get some extra cards. So yeah, I think maybe that's what he is thinking. I think Devim as well. He was kind of ready with that burrowing owl, looking, okay, do I need a third bowl nest? But again, this is a really great example of look at your opponent, see what they're doing. Okay, my opponent at that point didn't have any bowl nests down. They've only got 2 turns left, so they're not going to be able to match what I've got already. So play the sparrow, stronger brown power, get some extra eggs. And yeah, Devim, really solid setup. Low point birds, but really strong brown powers. So a good foundation and win in the first end of round as well. So here we go into the second round, and I think this is where Jeast would have looked at the tray, decided there's nothing there they want, get this cuckoo down, and hopefully for them, obviously that canvas back, lots of space. They'll be looking to get some free eggs as this game goes on. Yeah, we got some comments in the chat.
Interesting first round that we had here. Yeah, and lots of comments in the strong starts. Lots of comments in the chat. The second round tray is interesting. Neither of them have a strong wetland going, so that tree swallow is always interesting looking at it there. And you have to be thinking it counts as a bonus for Jeast as well. So
absolutely, yeah, definitely want to look at. I think probably what Jeast is thinking here is, I've got this cuckoo down, second forest bird. Maybe you'll look to go for food first, maybe play the snowbird, and then when you're drawing cards, you're not having to spend eggs, you get those extra cards. That could be where he's kind of thinking. Obviously, the food is right there, so yeah, I'd be tempted to do as Jeast has done, go and grab those. But it's all going to be about the card draw, I think, for both players here. Not especially great cards in hand. But Devim, I think maybe he wanted to play that Brant, but a couple of fish in there. It looks like he might be going with the Gannet, so I think that hits the bonus card. And again, there's so many of these birds we're seeing, they're going to hit a lot of these end of round goals, so it could be quite an interesting battle, I think, for some of these end of round goals. But Gannet, we're going to see. I want to hear chat's views on this as well. Gannet, yes or no? It's a pretty interesting power, and I feel like you're either going to get no points or lots of points, so this could be an interesting one for Devim as this game goes on.
It's interesting that they're both going back and forth with food. Seeing Jeast, I think he's taken food twice now here at the start of the second round, and several times in the first round. So a lot of food in Jeast's hands right now.
Yeah, but I mean that's the power of getting this 2-bed forest set up quickly. Obviously the great tit's got a strong brown power, the cuckoo, just extending that out, getting that extra food access. And I think when you do have these nice birds in your hand, like the snow bunting, of course the oriole as well, big points and a high food cost. Just having those extra turns, maybe when the tray isn't looking great, just get the food you want. Start getting some of these cherries for this oriole as well. I don't mind it, but equally I think getting this snow bunting down. Jeast, it's the same for both players here. They just need to start looking at cards, see what they can find. And Devim is going to go for cards here. And hopefully, there we go. They're already getting some good cards. Gannet, sadly, not to be. But that Griffin Vulture, that could be a very interesting one. They've already got, obviously, the Gannet down for 1 Predator power and a couple more in their hands. So we could be seeing some nice teal power activations. And lots of cash food coming here for Devim as this game goes on.
Yeah, that looks like that could be an interesting one. It helps them with that bonus card as well, and then the teal powers for potentially 2, maybe as many as 3 points. I don't think they're going to get 3 birds down this round, but certainly could get that the Griffin Vulture and the Burrowing Owl down. If they think about that Griffin Vulture, it is can be a really interesting fun bird. But what I find interesting here is that they're both moving along what feels like at a slow pace, not the tempo, but just how their boards are developing.
Yeah, it's been an interesting and kind of a different game in some ways, and yet they're still sort of converging into the same region where, they've got a brown power, they get some extra cards in their wetlands, they've got a brown power, they get some extra food in their forest, so it's kind of all coming together in a very similar way. But yeah, I think like you say, that Griffin Vulture, I could definitely see Davim here playing the Vulture and maybe the Burrowing Owl as well. So it's already 2 hunting powers for this round, and then you think maybe 3 for the next round, and maybe 3 or 4 for that final round. So you're looking at 8 or 9 caches on that Griffin Vulture for no food. That feels like a good investment. Like you say, hitting the bonus card as well. And yeah, Davim looking really strong for this end of round. So already 5 birds down. Jeast running out of turns here. Just doesn't really have the food or the cards down really, or in their hand to be able to compete for this. So it looks like some extra points are going to come Davim's way as this Burrowing Owl does indeed go down.
Yeah, and you look at this. Imagine you've got 1 egg left. I would put down that Griffin Vulture next. It's
absolutely
extra 2 points for them this here, and then likely at least 4 more points at the end of the game. Could be as much as another 6.
Yep.
And Jeast goes and thought they might pull cards, but they're getting that Oriole down. I'm surprised they didn't. Try to dig for cards at all this turn. You look and see they've played 3 birds, got food 3 times, but didn't dig for cards at all.
Has been very interesting. I think he's kind of been looking at this tray, so almost the polar opposite of round 1, right? He's picked up birds 3 or 4 times. He saw a bird in the tray he liked, he grabbed it. That definitely seems to be G's style. If he likes something, he'll go for it. If he doesn't like what's in the tray, he's happy to leave it, bide his time, get a bit of food, get something like the Oriole and the bunting down. So I don't mind it, but I think, like you say, it can be risky because you've not seen cards. You go into the 3rd round with an empty hand and kind of no real direction. You're going to have to start drawing, and you're going to have to start finding stuff quickly because this is where the game can very quickly unravel. If you don't find good birds, you don't find stuff you want to play, you just keep drawing and keep drawing. You're not scoring points, so it could be quite a tricky one. But Davim, he's not messing about. He's going straight for cards here very aggressively this round. I wonder, there we go, Ibis. I thought he might be going for that.
The Ibis, of course.
It's kind of a no-brainer, right? It hits both the bonus cards. Obviously, Ecologist he picked up there with a Condor, so very nice one. No food cost. And again, I'm going to keep saying it. It hits both the end of round goals, and of course, in this case, the Vulture. So yeah, we could be looking for double digits cash food on this Vulture, which is very, very nice. I think you take that. You take that when you play.
Absolutely.
Very, very strong.
It's at this point, when you get that Griffin Vulture down, you're looking to play any falcon or bird that you may not think about otherwise.
Yeah.
That you can just get down. It gives you extra cash food, and of course the Ibis, 8 points in and of itself meets the end around goals. It's such a strong bird. I saw it sitting there and thought, I know Davim's going to grab that.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think that feels like a good kind of natural progression. I think if Davim sees the fish and the rodent, I think he's probably going to look and just try and get the golden eagle and as well this Ibis down. So looks quite smooth. And I saw Jeast did pick up that Harriet alongside this hummingbird. So it looks like they're going to try and get some kind of grasslands going because that's really the weakness I think of Jeast's setup at the moment. Is you look at Davim, he's getting birds down for his bonus card, but also good brown power. So already the sparrow's down. I'm assuming this golden eagle's going to go down in the grasslands as well. So another good brown power to be building a grasslands around. Jeast not really getting that development, so it's starting to come together here. But yeah, even then, you think about what birds are going to play in their hand. Is that Maganza really something you'd look for? Probably not. So it might be a bit of a tricky one. But yeah, Davim, I think quite naturally, they can look to get these 2 predators down and get some extra teal caches, because that's really going to be, I think, the core piece of their game, trying to get some points from that Griffin Vulture.
Absolutely, and I feel almost just a little bit of desperation on G's part, pulling the Harrier. It's a late play to start to try to develop their grasslands. They had the food; they could get it down. They was guaranteed to be able to play.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a weak late round play, but as you said, they've got to get something going here. Where towards the middle end of the third round already, and we're still looking for birds to play.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is the point of the game where you can't really afford to be picky. I think early game you can maybe look at the tray and you think, I don't really fancy that. I can find something better. But yeah, only sort of 7 or 8 turns left here. Really get into that final part of the game. Beggars can't be choosers, right? If you want birds, you need birds. If there's something workable in the tray, if the alternative is just gamble off the deck and find something even worse, you kind of don't really want to do that. So I don't hate the Harry pickup. I think definitely some potential for points here, and that's kind of going to be what has to go for Geast. Try and start building off that, and maybe get some extra points as well.
Yeah, and I think the Merganser is not a surprising play here. They had the food for it, and so it's another bird to get down, trying to compete for this end around. But I think Davim is going to surprise them with that Golden Eagle and end up taking another end of round here. That'll be 3 end arounds in a row for Davim, and that's a steep hill to climb.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I say it all the time. As soon as you win in 3 or 4 of these end around goals, it's just such a huge point advantage in a 2-player game. It's really, really hard to fight back from that. So, definitely been good for Davim, and I think they've not really had to go out of their way for it. I see, a number of times in games you see players going out of their way, playing kind of mediocre birds just to hit end of round goals, but everything here's felt very natural. It's felt very beneficial to their bonus cards or to other kind of strategies they're trying to work out here, not just going for end of round plays. So it has kind of come very nicely, I think, when you can hit those end of rounds without really trying too hard. That's definitely good to do. So here we go. Golden Eagle goes down. I've seen Loris sad bunting in the chat. Absolutely, he's just snow bunting, not getting any action. But maybe now Davim with this Golden Eagle will be interesting to see if they choose to activate it or not. But maybe.
Well, and now they can look at their opponent's hand and see, do they have cards or not.
Well, absolutely. Here we go. This is the benefit of the latest patch, right? You could look and you could see, maybe Geast doesn't have cards, and obviously right now he doesn't have any cards. I would assume he's going to draw cards the first turn of the next round. Obviously him going first again in the last round, but yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I think Davim, he might just have to skip that eagle and kind of take the defensive approach. But that's going to be up to him. It's still a pretty strong grasslands, right? He's got some good egg space. Even that burrowing owl might, if he's lucky, get some activations. But otherwise, it's all going to be, just laying some eggs. And Grasshopper Sparrow is going to help out with that one as well. So there we go. Davim wins the end of round. We're going to go into the final round. And this is a good time to get a poll up and going. So I'm going to ask you as well, Ballet Mage, who do you think is going to win this first game here?
I like Davim's board better than we're seeing with Geast. They've got the looking strong on both of their bonus cards and a very natural progression on how they're going to finish out their game. So I think they're just stronger in this setup, and so I like Davim in game 1.
Yeah, I think I do have to agree. The board just looks kind of really solidly developed, and we know he's going to look good with the teal power at the end of this round. Definitely going to get 4 caches there on the Griffin Vulture. He can probably just lay eggs, I think. He might have to make some decisions on, looking at the bonus card. He might need 1 more for the large birds if he wants to max that out. But he's going to have some decisions to make there. And we know Davim. It's Davim time. What is it? Turn 1 of round 4. So strap yourselves in, guys. We could be here for a few minutes while Davim goes and calculates all of his different options. But to be fair, I think he does. He does have quite a few different options to go with here. Do you just lay eggs? Do you try and play one of the birds in your hand? Do you go for that red-tailed hawk and maybe try and get an extra cash on the griffin vulture? Lots of different options here for Davine to go with.
Yeah, the difficult thing is if you go and pull cards, then of course you're not getting any points that turn. And so you can look and see they've got 19 egg spots available, so 17. So they're getting 5 eggs a turn by laying eggs. So they can lay eggs 3 times without having to worry it. So they're going to have to play at least one bird to so they don't run out of egg spots. And so you look at the birds you have in your hand and which ones will help you get to your bonus card, or help you toward guarantee the end around goal. You play that one and you go.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those positions right here where he's got no food. So do you think is Jeast going to use that hummingbird? Is that going to give you that one food you need? Can you save a turn there? Do you need to take food yourself and play a couple of birds? I mean, like you say, you look at the birds in your hand, you think, okay, I could play the hummingbirds in the forest. It's going to hit the ecologist, get a couple more points. I think it's the green heron. He's going to give us a little peek, hopefully, and I think that does hit large birds. So you think, okay, you could put that in the wetlands, get 3 extra points. Obviously, you pay an extra egg, go in there in the wetlands instead. But yeah, it does feel like I would be laying eggs here while you've got space. You may as well lay eggs and just see and hope, because if Jeast, if he gives you that 1 free food, that's going to be enough to play either of these 2 birds in your hand. So if you can save yourself that turn from having to gain food and get an extra turn laying eggs, that's worth quite a few points here for Davine. So he's thinking, he's going back and forth.
Absolutely.
He's going back and forth. We can see at the time, counting down. he's still within budget. Usually it's a 5 or 6 minute turn, so he's not even halfway there yet. So we've got time.
Lots of we got lots of time to banter back and forth.
Absolutely.
If you're Jeast here looking at Davine, knowing that they've got no food in their hand, and here if I'm Jeast and I want to play these birds, I can get 3 food from my forest, not even share a cherry from that oriole, and be able to get down at least the pipit.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what Jeast is going to be looking at doing. I think, like you say, it's one of those positions where I think if Davine, even if he just had 1 or 2 food, I think that changes Jeast's plan completely, because that makes it easier to justify giving away 1 or 2 food from that hummingbird or from that oriole. But yeah, you see your opponent, they've got no food. They've clearly got some birds in hand, and they've not got enough egg space to just lay eggs for the rest of this game. So okay, they're going to need to play some birds. Do I want to be giving them food, or do I want to be forcing them to take food themselves? Let's see. Jeast, old habits die hard.
Oh, wow. Okay, I would. So I would. I question that. I understand that. Okay, we're getting eggs for myself, and I'm saving the turn. But knowing my opponent has no food, I don't want to give them even 1 piece of food.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think it is a difficult one, because obviously for Jeast it's great because he can lay eggs and get some extra points, but you save Davine having to take food. He lays eggs, and he lays eggs for more points than you, and that's the important thing. So Jeast, if you can force your opponent to take food by taking food yourself, restrict their number of points they're scoring, that can definitely help out. But he couldn't resist. He couldn't resist using the hummingbird once he'd played it. So but yeah, for Davine, now he has the decision, green heron or hummingbirds. I think the fact he went for that fish, I think he'd be looking at going for the green heron here, and I believe that's going to line him up very, very nicely. Lay eggs 3 times with your last 3 turns. You're not going to run out of egg space. Very, very simple. So hopefully not too much agonizing to do this time as it was last turn, but should be a solid end game. And I think our chat agrees. We've got 13 votes, and all of them are for Davine on this poll. So the chat definitely has faith in Davine.
There we go. And Davine taking a very quick turn there, just laying eggs. And I was thinking that you were talking about, okay, you can play this green heron to lay eggs, but you go back to your Flan's, winging its advice don't play birds if you don't have to. Wait until you have to play them.
Absolutely. If you've got egg space, use it. And I think maybe one of the things he might be thinking is, this hummingbird, if it gets used, I'm gonna have not so many dice on my burrowing owl. So I think he took the chance while there was 3 dice outside the bird feeder. Obviously, burrowing owl did miss anyway, but sometimes it's the small margins like that, and sometimes it's that one extra point that you can get from a bit of cash food that's going to help out. So that might have been what he was thinking. But yeah, it looks like kind of as you predicted. I think there, Balamage going for the Sprague's Pipit. It looks like is what Geast is going to do, and it's all going to be on this bonus card because the one they've got already, bird counter, not really scoring a lot of points off that. And certainly you compare it to Devine, he's getting double-digit points as it stands from the bonus cards he's already got. So definitely a good advantage there.
Absolutely, and as you're Devine looking at this, you think, okay, if I wait to play that bird, then do I need to play a second one if it gives me another free food? Do I maybe play 2 birds to guarantee me the end of the round if that can make a difference here for the total score.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a good kind of consideration to make. This is where you're trying to predict again. You're trying to think, okay, what's my opponent gotten? We can see here Devine looking at Geese, and he's probably looking at those 2 cards and thinking, are they 2 brown powers? Is he going to do a double play? Something like that. He's trying to work out the permutations and work out the options there that could affect this end of round goal. But yeah, it looks like we might be timer bugged actually. Just having a look because it looks like it's still on Devine to pick the food.
And Devine, it never came up to Devine for the hummingbird.
No. I will just check in with the players and make sure that they reset. One of them will need to reset. But yeah, I think you're right, because it's gone to Devine on Geest's screen. But Devine has still only got that 1 food from the previous hummingbird activation.
Yeah, and when Devine looks at Geest, he doesn't see Geest with the second food.
Yes, absolutely. That is a good point. So I think it is on Devine. I don't know if he's reading my messages, so I would just very quickly take him off deafen. And now I can tell Devine, you are timer bugged, my good friend. So please leave the game. There we go. And enter back in. Thank you very much. We'll put you back on deafen. And yeah, we'll see. But
very nicely done. That was
very
nice.
Professional. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo. But yeah, I think like you said, there's going to be some considerations for Devine. Do you play that hummingbird? Do you kind of wait and see? And do you think to yourself, okay, it's going to get me some bonus card points. It might help for the end of rounds. But yes, we will see. And here we go. That's better. You can get your hummingbird food now. Yeah, Devine saying in our little private chat, he was surprised that Geest was taking such a long turn. So it makes sense that it's a timer bug, and not just Geest taking his time. Because Geest, we know Geest. These two are like polar opposites. Devine is the kind of slow, methodical player, especially this last round. Geest is very much take an action quickly. I've got 72 hours, but I'll probably take about 10 seconds. No messing about there. But there we go. Looks like hummingbirds is the first one to go down. So obviously, as we said, hits ecologist. So that's a 5-point play. 4 points minus the egg and another 2 off the bonus. So very, very nice for 1 food. And he does still have that green heron in reserve as well if he wants to play it. But for Geest, it's
and that
time.
Ties him with the end of round.
Absolutely. So end of round considerations are in play.
No, it takes him ahead.
Yes. Oh, yes. He's got the advantage there. Indeed.
Okay.
And there we go. Geez. So you take that, I think, Bird Bander. 4 points. Okay. Always a risk. Always a risk when you play a bonus card bird late on like that. But I think 4 points for a bonus card that you haven't seen and you've had absolutely no chance of working towards. I think you can be happy with that. So not at all.
Very
bad
happy with
there.
that.
Very happy. I would definitely be very happy. And Devine. Looks like he's going for eggs. He's checking. Does Geest have a card? Does he have any food? He does indeed have the cards. So we might see a complete blank on the snow bunting this game. But it does happen. It does happen. And at the very least, it has stopped. I think maybe, I want to say like 2 or 3 activations on this Golden Eagle. So, but there we go. Burrowing Owl doing its job. Burrowing Owl doing its job and getting a cash from those 2 dice are very, very nice. And yeah, we'll see Davim. I think it's the same points, whether he plays a bird or he lays eggs. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what he chooses to do.
But at least the one fish in his hand if there is a tie on points. If we have a
tiebreaker,
right?
Absolutely.
You got the food. You got the food for the tiebreaker.
Yep. And you know that you wanna think about those things. It's always worth considering the possibility of a food tiebreaker. So I would imagine he's going to lay eggs. It's going to look perfect. He's going to fill up, and you've still got that Burrowing Owl. If it wants to get another cash, this is the perfect time to do so. So we will see what David chooses to do. I'll close off the poll because, as I said, 14 votes now. Lots and lots of faith in Davim here. But we
and now comes the calculation for.
Now comes the calculation
to figure out which way is it better.
Yeah,
and we've already calculated it's the same.
Yeah. Oh, he is playing. He is playing the Heron. Okay. So very, very interesting. I can already see Davim is trying to guess what bonus cards Jeast has got. That's another classic Davim move. But there we go. 10 caches on Griffin Vulture. Very, very nice indeed. And it is a clean sweep on the end of rounds. Very, very nice. And we go into the final score. So it does feel like it'd be a win for Davim. I want to say probably by about 15 points. It feels like a pretty sizable margin because we're going to see here all of these end of round goal points. Really, really solid for Davim. I think Jeast is going to pull it back a bit on the eggs, but we know, look at all those cash foods and a few tuck cards at the end. It is even more than 15 points. 99
there you go. 21
78 at the end. So 21 point margin. Very, very solid game. And that could have been triple digits if he wasn't playing defensive and he wasn't skipping the Golden Eagle. But yeah, those defensive plays do bring down the score a little bit, but still very, very strong. Very, very solid. And yeah, Griffin Vulture, really, really good play there. 10 caches. You do love to see it. So there we go. Davim takes game 1. But as we said, this is a best of 3. So he's not home and dry yet. And Jeast is going first in game 2. So every chance that Jeast is going to win that game 2 and send us into a deciding game 3, which is what everyone is definitely going to want. But I'll just check in with the players and see.
Very, very exciting game.
See if we're ready. Very exciting game indeed. But yeah, we do also have a change in the commentary team as we go into game 2. So myself and Ballet Mage, we're going to be taking our leave. We're going to have a couple of new commentators. Before we do that, we need a short break from the players' end. So yeah, we will be back in a few minutes, hopefully less than 5 minutes. But don't go anywhere because, as I said, we've got a very exciting game 2 coming up very, very soon. So yeah, see you all very, very shortly.
following. Okay, hello. So I'm here with Loris. We're commenting game 2. Hello, Loris.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
and looks like they're straight into it. So
Yeah, no waiting.
yeah, exactly. I think Jeast is a little bit annoyed. He was doing the slight level of complaining, so he's gonna be playing even faster than usual, I expect.
I was shocked how fast was like round 1 and round 2, considering it's Divim.
Yeah, considering it's the Vim. We have a Moltoni's Warbler, of which I am a huge fan. What's your take on the old teal playing of it?
We are kinda complicated, requires a lot of thinking to do, a lot of math to do, so I tend to skip those if I can.
Too much thinking.
Yeah, I like, simple strategies, no fancy moves.
Exactly. That's the
There
best
was
way.
also a handful of memories where I forget to do one action and then this bird goes to waste.
Oh, I do the opposite. I get too caught up in like doing the Moltoni and I stop paying attention to actually winning the game.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's also true. It's just so many moving parts when you include Moltones.
Yeah. So we're seeing no Howyer keep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean you only want to keep 2 birds because you have the Great Tail. You want to play that straight away, but I'm not sure about the Woodstock.
Yeah, exactly. Why Woodstock? You're gonna need to draw food 2 times before he can even play Woodstock. And what's when? Oof.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's weird because it's not like he does the bonus card or he's particularly good for the end of rounds. Oh, is that Jeast? Ah, it's the Vim. The Vim with all of the sharing powers.
Well, maybe the Vim gonna help Jeast.
That's a strong start.
With Blue Throat. That's very strong start.
I mean, if you start Bluefoot, you also kind of want to only keep 2 birds, I suspect.
Yeah, but it's not the end of a world to keep 3 birds.
Yeah. All of those birds have really good X space as well, so the Bluefoot grassland with one of those strong drawing birds is going to be a really strong start, I expect.
I'm just thinking if you could just do Grebe and Blue Throat in the water and just go from there.
Yeah, that's what I would go for. I don't like the Dipper. Those are the Wool 16 birds that they reset the twig with good cuts to your opponents.
In general, I love Dipper, but wait, what's going on in here? Snipe and Dip? What?
I think it's weird that the Grebe is not even being considered here. I would like a Dipper Grebe with Grebe to the left of Dipper so you can snatch the whole tray if needed. I feel like that would work quite well, and that gives you, a lot of X spaces with the Bluefoot as well.
I mean, that's Grebe. Oh, he's caught up in end of round 2. I guess. With a cavity nest?
Yeah. Dipper. Not Diver. Oh, we have Bite Mage in the chat, that's nice.
Oh, I need to turn on my chat. Not following that.
It's okay. Nobody's speaking. It's just Flan doing some backseat commentating.
Ah, the bad guy.
I mean, from the start, I definitely preferred the Vim's hand, but I feel like he could level out if Jeast gets a hold of the other set. Obviously, they're not going to be able to use it straight away, but
I think that Red Knot might help Jeast quite a bit.
That was well.
I love playing early with this one. Because he's wasting no time. Okay.
Fast.
Yeah, I guess it's... But when you see that Blue Throat going down, he's not even considering outset.
Well, he doesn't have, he doesn't have groundness. There's no groundness in sight, but I would probably take it just because it's gonna, it might mess up the Vim strat a little bit. He's gonna try and switch before he invests too much into his grassland or something.
Do you think he's not committed?
I don't know. The Vim tends to. Well, not always, but he tends to play defensive, so he wouldn't want to give too many eggs.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not a master of pivoting, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, so for now, nothing special going on, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think of the red-headed woodpecker for the Vim? Or potential like 2-foot grassland?
I believe he's going to take it. Especially for second end of round goal.
I think it works quite well here actually, because with the great tip, you can sort of expect that the tray is not going to be blocked forever.
Yeah, of course.
It's just a little bit expensive for, 1 foot a turn.
It's gonna be interesting for Geast. Is he going to tie end of round goal 1, or he's going to try and win it? Because if he wants to win it, he can play with second forest bird this round.
I don't know. I mean, I think trying to win it would be a mistake, 100%. We got some laughing in the back. Yeah, get the second forest bird down. Probably get the red knot first, because you get more flexibility with the bonus card, and you can check what cards you get.
Yeah.
And then probably get Avoset before Woodstock. I think it's a pretty decent start for Geast, all things considered.
Not sure. He'd draw 3 times.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Hello.
The Raven, and they just got the Greeb as well, which is gonna have Geast. No, not Geast. The Vim look at another 3 cards. So yeah.
Yeah. All the cards.
That's a
But
toughie.
he still needs 3 food.
Yeah. Still, that's it. I mean, he can take eggs 3 times, and there's 3 turns left in this round. He can play Raven first turn of round 3, and then take eggs, play the Greeb immediately.
Yeah. So what do you give? 3 rats?
Yeah. So you don't give worm, but Geast is gonna try and win the end of round by the looks of it.
Okay. So you are a worm guy, not a squiggy boy.
Quickly, boy. Sorry, my bad. Man, that's gonna be tough. I feel like I'm already doubting if there's gonna be a game 3. Because he's gonna be able to look at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 cards with a wetland action, and then he has a really strong food grassland already.
Yeah, that's a tough one. What would help? Something like Franklin's Go would be a nice bird.
For Geast.
Yeah, for Geast.
Yeah, for Geast for sure, because even with 2 birds down, his wetland is gonna be kind of weak.
Yeah. And the Vim is not giving him any cards.
Yeah, 1 bird down. They're gonna tie this one.
Yeah.
Do you expect the Raven coming here when they start giving you rats or rodents?
Wait, he didn't give a second rat, he gave a fish.
Yeah. Just spreading out between the like shit food,
I mean, I would just double down. Just 3 rats. That's it. What he's going to play? Golden Eagle? Come on.
Yeah. Just play Bonelli without tucking.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good bonus card.
Yeah, Omnivore is a good one. I mean, they could have done wetland. They pretty much have free birds for wetland scientists as well, but
See, second rat. He's learning. Ooh,
we have a
bush
push.
and morning down. And the Visme is first. The Vim, I mean, sorry.
Well, I would probably always take spoil out here. I mean, all those birds are good, but yeah, always spoil out.
Yeah, the fish, crow, and hummingbird.
Yeah, I mean that helps. That could be good for Jeast, but it doesn't help me that much because his problem is card where he already makes four food a turn pretty much.
It's just good burst for Omnivore and nothing else, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He discarded an egg, I guess.
Well, he wanted both. I feel like if you don't know that the Vim has wavered, neither of those birds you want to leave to him. Because it would be really strong in combination with the blue food.
But I mean, a rat should be like a sign about what's going to come.
Maybe he has a bald eagle. I don't know. You know. Actually, that's not even bald eagle. Bald eagle would be two fish. Yeah, it's tough, man. I feel like the Vim already has so many good cards in his hand. He doesn't make a lot of points with his grassland. He's only going to be making 2 points every time. Actually, he has Bushed it.
Yeah, Bushed is going to work wonders when he is going to start drawing. Like what, 4 cards? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty prime board for the Vim. Pretty enviable.
Yeah. Come on, give Stark it to Jeast.
Exactly, yeah,
Just
give him Stork with Omnivore as well. That'd be pretty cool.
Endpoint, big boy.
Just take food, get 2 worms, and then play Wed Not, draw the Stork. What I don't really like with Jeast is that I feel like I would have definitely tried to play the Wed Not before the Woodstock, just so I can actually get Avo down and actually get eggs with it.
Yeah, and also seeing 3 cards. That's
yeah. Early game it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, seeing 3 cards was like 3 opportunities for seeing the start.
Yeah, and plus, birds that only give you 1 bonus card, I don't really want to play them at the end of the game, or like later in the game. The earlier the better.
Definitely. And also now G's biggest weakness is his eggs.
Yeah.
And if he could get that passive income of eggs online, that would be great for him.
Well, his eggs in his card too. But I don't think you can afford to do anything before you've played the Wed Not. You gotta sort of bank on that a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Oh man, he can't even play Red Nut into Abbasid just yet. Still needs to get one more turn of taking food.
Okay, he hasn't played yet. Well, skipping Hummingbird?
Nah, I mean, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that matters too much.
Well, matters a little bit.
I mean, it
Oh, okay,
wouldn't...
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Devim's gonna win this end of round by the looks as well.
But, I mean, why play Fish Crow? It's good for the omnivore, but he still needs to take a forest action if he wants to do Red Knot into our set.
Well, he's giving up on his forest.
I see.
I'm not sure about playing the spoil out before the bush day. I feel like Davim might be contemplating not playing the bush day.
I mean, end of round? Hello?
Yeah, but then why would you play the spoil out first?
End of round again? Hello?
Yeah, the bush day does it as well. Then.
I mean, but what's you... Oh... but... Nah, I like Spotted Owl because you get this, sense what cards you want to keep.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
It gives you a little bit of a roadmap. And he drew what? Fisher Manager. So now that Gannet is an option.
I mean, he's ready for the sway for round 3 as well. Ooh, what was that? Ologist. Okay, so pretty good bonus cards for Geast. I mean, Omnivore is already at 6.
Ooh, another bonus card. Come on. He can pull it back with bonus cards.
Yeah, for sure. He needs to get that ever set down as soon as possible, though, because you want to get at least a little bit of an advantage. At least you have the advantage for now that Devim's not exactly making a lot of points with his grassland.
Yep. Actually, maybe you were right about playing Bushted first, because now it slows down Devim a bit. Before he have his engine online, G is gonna drop Avocet down.
Maybe it's just wow, those bits are really useless. Okay.
Ooh la la.
I'm a
Oh, no.
Oh no, okay, so we'll just call it there. Just go home.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
And Fisher Manager. Oh boy.
If you're leaving us now, make sure to leave a like on the video. Oh, we have a Kildee.
Well, are you even excited about Kildee?
I mean, you gotta take what you can get. Yeah, Flan's saying we summoned the White Stalk, but we summoned it for the wrong player.
Exactly. Dang. And with Fisher Manager, it's even better Stalk.
What's his first bonus card?
Oh, I don't remember. Yikes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I remember. It's a ground nest.
Okay. Nah, he's gonna do that.
Yeah, of course.
Say probably 12 points on bonuses if he doesn't play anything else.
Maybe he's going to play Bobolink. Oh, Gannet as well. Ooh, bushed it.
Okay, so we see a Kildee ignore.
Is it too late though? Maybe it is.
Yeah, Bushte is really good for the VM here because he already has in his hand about as many cards as he's gonna play. So essentially, White Stork plus Pushte just ends up as card cycle.
Yeah, but White Stork and Bushted gonna be a ton of eggs. I mean, you never want White Stork and second lay. It just fills up so fast.
Yeah, but he's probably fine. He makes free food, and Waven takes away some eggs. I feel like he's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he can really mess it up.
Let's see. Because Stark itself have like only 2 egg spaces, and I suspect he's going to play that Gannet, and it's only one egg space.
Only one egg space. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna depend a little bit. Like he needs like a well-eyed Vivo or something. He needs a double bird.
Oh, look at that. 49 points already. A little bit of a sneak peek.
I don't really want to bet on the Vim score. I don't think it's gonna be absurd. If Jace gets lucky, he can still win.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he's going to draw 2 more bonus cards. But I'm not sure what bonus cards would be that good.
I mean, let's say, Ecologist probably.
Yeah.
It's difficult, man, because, Enclosure would be okay, but...
Wait, he's skipping Hummingbird again? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he's skipping Hummingbird.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm in a position where I'm behind, I'll just take all the sharing actions and just hope it doesn't do anything for my opponents.
Yeah, of course. If you pivot, you just go all the way.
Yeah, and like Batmatch says, especially when the Vim's already getting free food.
Yeah.
And Jeast doesn't know that the Vim has the White Stork.
Maybe the Vim gonna forget about his White Stork as well. No. He didn't forget about it. Yeah.
Are we gonna see a wage quit?
Oh, also, fun fact, yesterday there was a National White Stork celebration in my country, if you could say so. I'm not sure how to say it right, but when there's like this national thingies. So, yeah, White Stork was yesterday.
National White Stork Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. At least we get a White Stork showcase here.
Yeah, I was rooting for it. Maybe in the wrong hands.
Yeah. Is Bobolink okay? All of the Vim's birds, don't allow him to lay eggs, because Bobolink is technically a lot of points, but it's just gonna give you more eggs.
Large bird. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, large bird. I mean, the Gannet does every bonus card for now.
Yep.
It does ground nest, large birds, and fishery.
Alright, ground nest.
You just need the last fishery bird. That's already four ground nests already.
He have like 3 fish birds, so Gannet is 4th. That's all he needs. I believe it's gonna be Gannet and Bobolink as his last birds, and that's it.
Yeah. He was bumping up bubbling to show us, I think.
Oh,
Scale of Bud is asking how do you celebrate White Stock Day in your country?
What do you mean?
You do anything special for White Stock Day?
Oh no! It's not like a national celebration where it's like you don't need to go to work. It's not like Christmas. It's just it's a national White Stork Day, and that's we don't do any special celebration.
Paleontologist for 2 points is not really what Gist was hoping for, I suspect. I feel like he was on the bonus cards tweak, and it just ended. It just ended very abruptly.
Ooh, some more prime birds.
Do you pivot to full tuck?
No. You know what I'm interested in? It's like Devim always in the start of round 4, he takes like what, 5 to 7 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to take that time as a bluff, if you could say so. It's like if he's consistent with 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, a bit maybe.
Oh, just look at that online error.
Well, let's hope that's not, something permanent, and he can get back to the game. This might be just opportunity to call it a tie and redo the game.
Hell yeah. He's damning Monster Couch for a help.
Please take down the server.
He's cheating.
What's going on here? Devim is asking what's going on. I'm not really sure. It looks like Gist can't.
Nice.
We have some technical difficulties. Gist cannot join the game by the looks of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even a timer bug. It's something different.
Yeah. Can someone who was paying attention tell us if Devim got an extra go? Let me rewind the stream a little bit. 2 minutes. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Oh.
Who dropped? Or did someone join?
So we have Devim now. He's back online. I mean, Devim always stayed online. But Devim got to play his turn.
Yeah, I think Gist was just trying to join the game. Hopefully, it's not anything major. Okay, are we back? I just heard a. So we have Gist back on stream. Yeah, okay. We have Gist back on stream. Looks like he's in the game. Yeah, all good.
Hell yeah.
I'm still gonna double check. Devim was asking if he got an extra turn. I don't think he did. I feel like the turn count is kind of weird sometimes. But everything seems legit to me.
If there is a bug where you get an extra turn, I was not aware about that one.
We'll see. I don't think it happened. But we've had a hotfix not long ago.
Oh,
and hotfixes, they always bring new bugs.
Of course.
They should put in the patch notes hotfix. This is gonna bring those following bugs into the game. Okay, hoping for a good bonus card here. Which realistically is... Oh, that's not bad at all. Is there a bird he can duo? Maybe he can duo goldfinch? Duo a card with the turtle dove, get the goldfinch? Maybe. Or just duo a card, let's go. Actually, how many... I feel like for Jeast, he can probably take bunting, lazuli bunting. And sort of drown the Vim in eggs. What do you think?
He needs to take it. Wait, he can't. Yeah, he can take it like this. I think that would be a legit option.
The stream drop again.
Or goldfinch is better.
Goldfinch, they're all pretty good. Because Whitefort would be a 10-point bird if he can play it at the end of this game. Goldfinch... I feel like Goldfinch is not enough points.
But also the problem is he needs to lay eggs twice. I mean, or he's going to a forest. Because both of them are 3-foot ghost birds.
Yeah. Probably go to the forest. And yeah, and then I suppose he has 24... No, that's not him. He has quite a few X spaces with the Cold and the Great. Yeah, okay, 28 X spaces, he has 5 eggs, he can get 4 more X spaces. Take food, play bird, that leaves him with... Actually, we're already at the end of the game, I'm tripping.
Yeah, it's round 4 already.
I thought it was round 3.
No.
Yeah, okay, I don't... there's not much you can do to catch up from here.
Yeah, you see, there wasn't a pause for calculating stuff. Oh, yeah.
Funny because I used to play another game before I played Wingspan, and timer strats were very common. You know, if you wanted to bluff your opponent and stuff, just wait for a long time.
Yeah, some reverse timing spells.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if someone's going to bring that to Wingspan. If in theory you take all of your turns super fast, I mean, there's not much you can gain from doing that, to be fair, but you know, it's not
well,
bad.
Sometimes I read into it and I was wrong a couple times. But yeah, maybe that's a story for another time.
Is Jay still skipping Hummingbird?
Wait, what?
I think he skipped Hummingbird.
He can eat. I think he shouldn't. He even could like.
No. That's points for him, because he can throw food for eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
This is really the Jeast evil arc. He's had it with sharing birds. He's not sharing ever again.
Yeah.
Evidently, it's not really working out for him.
But look at that, 5 bonus cards.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Devim is worried a bit. And he should be. Damn. Devim have such nice bonus cards as well.
He's gonna have what, like 30 bonus points? Because he's done a lot of his bonus cards. He's done VT, he's done 6 points on Omni. Only 2 points on Rodentologist. I can't keep track of that many bonus cards.
Omnivore. Is he going to?
Baltimore Oriole.
Is he going to do Omnivore? No, not Omnivore. Ologist. Jesus, I'm.
Yeah, I was thinking he's already done Omnivore.
Can you complete Omnivore?
Okay, Vim is going for the bait where he's taking a long time to pick between, you know, 2 birds he doesn't care about and 1 he does.
Maybe he's thinking about a sandhill crane.
Flan is asking if I can say Wodontologist again. Well, I just said it. Flan is feeling confident because he's currently the best Wingspan player because he beat the Vim in real life. He didn't mention it himself, so I had to mention it for everyone listening. You might see the Vim crushing it here on stream, but in real life, he loses to dessert.
Wait. Facts. You can't compete. I mean, but that's also not fair.
This 1-4 is not ending.
Yeah. I mean, there's always hope. Also, I think Flan is still in this tournament.
Is he?
I think so. Or yeah, I think he is.
Is he battling the winner of this game?
Ooh, that would be brutal.
I mean, the Vim Gist is already such a big money matchup.
For sure.
I feel like we could have sold seats for this one.
It's like 2-3 time champs. Well, what else do you want, guys?
The winner fights Seam.
Yeah. Wait. Who is second in I don't know. Is it rings? Is it crowns?
Sorry?
I mean, who is second in like wins of tournaments? Is it Tay?
It's gotta be Taylor, yeah.
So
Taylor he's been playing tournaments since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this 1-4 is incredibly long.
And for what reason?
I mean, he's just stalling while his friend is breaking into Monster Couch HQ. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I guess technical difficulties once again. But it's fine. We can blabber.
Oops. I'm writing full caps. Oh, no, we see some development.
Yep. You just came back from coma.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's still the same board.
He just had a mild panic attack, but he's good now. Man, this really is the evil gist, because now he's even playing in habitat mode.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I saw the Vim in habitat mode a couple minutes ago, and I was very confused about that.
Yeah, they're just trying out new strategies, Maybe you get a better feel for which bird is better if you're playing in habitat mode. I don't know. I've never tried it.
If any of the new players are watching us, don't play in habitat mode. Just don't.
Yeah, don't do it. Oh man, we see another.
Oh Jesus!
This 1-4 is never gonna end.
No, I'm reading the comments and I was just reminded that I forgot to mute Otalila.
Oh yeah, no, we've been hearing her the entire time.
Yeah. I'm too used to hearing her, so
The background giggle.
yeah.
So where we at now? Okay, so we 2 cubes left. About 15 minutes to go, we want 3 cubes left. It is G's turn by the looks of it. Oh, are they on another timer bug?
Ooh,
94 with 2 turns to go. Sneak peek.
I saw how many points Gist have. Did you guess?
I think he has 78.
77.
77, okay. Wait, so I swear he was on 78 before he lost the point.
Now he's bleeding points. Come on. Where does it end? Stop
Switching
beating the
to
Nazis.
Habitat for you to find new bugs. Have you seen that crazy bug we had like just before the hotfix where you could tuck the opponent's cards?
No. But that's fun.
When you could tuck a card, you could like go to your opponent board and take one of the face down cards and tuck it, and it would show you which card you tucked.
Oh, jeez. That's sick. I haven't played even with after this hot patch, hot fix. So I'm not experienced to seeing how many cards opponent have.
Yeah, it's a good change to be fair. It took them long enough to implement it.
Yeah. I guess it's a nerf for guys who was keeping track. You know,
Skipping Hummingbird again. I have no idea why he's skipping Hummingbird. That just feels like throwing points away.
He's not sharing anymore. That's it. He's done.
Okay, so how many eggs is that bowboarding? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 eggs. That's the bonus cut. So he's gonna do full enclosure builder, 4 points on the ethologist, and he's done fishery manager already.
Yeah. And Goldfinch didn't get any ducks.
Yeah, pretty strong ending for the Vim, all things considered. I mean, Goldfinch is still quite a few points just because it does VT.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about that. What it was? Some of the buntings now.
Lazuli, there was Lazuli bunting and the
yeah,
white.
Lazuli bunting. Yeah. If he could just do early Lazuli bunting using his hummingbird. Oh, but look at these bonus cards. I mean,
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
in a simple game, you will be so happy.
Exactly. Flan said this is unlike any Gist I've ever seen. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. This is a new arc for Gist. It's his evil arc.
That's it. Festive games are over.
Yeah, exactly. The age of sharing is over.
Yeah. New Gist van.
Okay, he's done Ologist as well.
Yeah.
He's not doing the last turn Hummingbird to try and get a bug.
Okay, and coming to scores.
How many bonus points? 33 bonus points, I say, without counting.
29.
29? Okay, let's see. Ah, okay, 27. Pretty even for now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of
I mean,
more or less what we
well, I'm actually shocked a bit. It's not going to be so close.
I didn't expect it to be that far, but I thought Gist still had a shot at catching up before the White Stork appeared. After the White Stork appeared, I thought it was over.
Yeah, definitely. White
Looks
Stork
like
is just too strong.
yeah, we're gonna bring them back if they have anything to say. Let's see. Boom, boom. And boom. Hello. Can you hear us? Oh, okay. Devim just disappeared. He didn't want to talk.
Hello.
Gist, how do you feel about this one? Gist, can you...
Man, his starting hand.
Yeah, man. So are you changing your squad entirely, not sharing anymore? Is that the new wave?
I think so. Against the theme, it's already tricky. Always. With sharing. Expecting me to share, so that's why I don't share.
Ah.
But man, Dipper and Blue Throat. Like, come on. And then I think immediately grabbing Raven. So yeah, that's difficult to beat.
It is, yeah. That's pretty much how it played out as well.
Also, I think everyone have one question for you. Why didn't you keep a Phoebe?
The first, well, like I said, the Veem is expecting me to share, which I normally do with the Phoebe.
Oh.
So if I play the Phoebe, then he can rearrange his strategy. So, but yeah, I had only birds in starting hand, so this was also not really great. And yeah, I was expecting him to grab the yellow throat, so that would help him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I didn't take it.
It's the mind games. Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
Devim was expecting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like in the end game, I would have still, because you didn't use that hummingbird in the last one, and I feel like you lost probably 3 points doing that, because you could throw away food for more eggs, whereas Devim couldn't. But yeah, it's an interesting strategy. I feel like it could have worked out, but Devim did have a pretty strong hand here. Devim, can you speak now? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think so. If you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Nice.
So congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Congrats.
How do you feel this one? Were you pretty confident with your hand?
Yeah, I think second game was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, borders. Play eggs, take cuts, because you had a lot of the birds you wanted to play quite early on.
Every time I drew, I got some birds that were useful, so I just had to play them.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that annoyed me was in round 4 that I didn't keep a worm. Didn't get a worm and 2 wheat. Instead I got 3 wheat. So when I picked up the Oriole, I couldn't play it.
Mm-hmm.
With the stork, the third last turn. But yeah, that wouldn't have mattered. So
yeah, that would have been like 3 points more than the goose.
Yeah, but I thought I was gonna win by more, but he had some nice bonus cards.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, 27 bonus points was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking G still had a chance to catch up until the White Stork showed up. We were hoping, because Gist had Omnivore, we were really hoping that Gist would get the White Stork.
Yeah.
But yeah, we managed to summon it, but for the wrong player.
Yeah. But yeah, the White Stork was perfect for a Fisher manager, and I was gonna play feeling the bush tit no matter what to secure the Ender Brown Gold, and I was guessing I probably had some spare cards, so a Stork was perfect for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good, pretty straightforward game. Pretty well played though, still, all things considered.
Yeah.
For sure.
Congrats, the Veem.
Yeah, for sure. So what
Yeah.
is the you move to what quarterfinals? Quarterfinals? No, I can't say it.
I think it's fifth round, maybe. Not
Okay.
sure.
Oh, we'll see.
But
We'll see more of you anyway.
It's funny. After the first game, I was like, in the second game, I
Like G's attempt at bluffing sharing birds.
yeah, because I could have played the Oriole if he just gave me one more food, but that would be a risky move. So I was thinking, he's probably not gonna give more food, and he didn't.
Mind
So
games.
yeah,
The mind games. That's some high level wingspan we're witnessing.
yeah.
Yep.
But he's not keeping Phoebe. I'm surprised.
So was everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at back the VOD for the chat for just that moment.
Yeah. Spent 2 hours mapping out every turn. We'll leave it to it. Thanks both of you for streaming. That was a fun game. Really cool matchup as well.
You're welcome.
Two veteran players, both with about 28 combined tournament wins.
Yeah.
I didn't save the games, so maybe you have them, Davim, and you can claim the ELO, of course.
The games aren't saved. We're gonna have to replay.
I will.
Okay, I will too.
I'm good.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay, well, thanks guys, and thanks everyone who's watching. I don't even know if the stream's still going. I think Fran might have cut us off.
I think
But
it
yeah,
is Lance just waiting.
I'm afraid it's still going on.
But yeah, okay. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you guys another time.